Are you looking for a new long distance racing shoe that's going to give you an enjoyable and snappy running experience? Well, in this video, I'm going to be giving my first thoughts and impressions on the new CRAFT CTM Ultra Carbon running shoe. Coming up next. Hey, what's up, Forever Runners? Jordan here from FOREVERun. I am super excited to be sharing with you a new shoe from CRAFT, the CRAFT CTM Ultra Carbon running shoe. And this is actually one of their racing shoes that they just came out with, just debuted, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on it before it sold out. So I'm excited about that. Now, as you may have guessed and may have seen in my previous videos, I wear a lot of CRAFT apparel, and there's a reason for that. I've probably been wearing them for the last 8 or 9 years now. They just make high quality running apparel. And some of the clothes that I have from them, I've had for probably that 8 or 9 years, and they're great. I still wear them. So I'm excited to be sharing with you this new product that they just came out with. But first, let's just start with the specs, okay? We're going to get to some of the details and the materials of this shoe. Let's start with the upper. Now, it is an engineered mesh one-piece upper. It's thin. It's a single layer of mesh. It's not a soft feeling mesh. I would describe it as maybe rough or tough. I don't know. It's not soft to the touch with your hand. There is a single overlay that goes right over the big toe here, but it's open everywhere else, which I actually like. It doesn't squeeze my toes, which is a good thing. And I was actually a little worried about that too. I received a half size down from what I actually ordered. And so I was debating on whether I'd return it or not. I decided to keep it, run with it, and it actually wasn't an issue at all. This might be one of those half size down shoes. So thank goodness for that. I'm really happy with the size that I got at a half size down. As far as the material as well, it is airy. It's not a thick material. Like I said, it's thin. It has a lot of little mesh openings and holes, so it is going to be pretty breathable, I think. Now, the midfoot has a great secure fit. I really like how secure I feel in the shoe. And speaking of security, check out the lacing system here. Each level of eyelet, there are actually 2 eyelets before it crosses back over the foot. Now, I haven't been able to find any reason for that online. I was looking to see if there's an explanation on their design of the eyelets. I haven't seen anything, but I noticed that when I tighten the shoe and I lace it from the bottom to the top, I pull it nice and tight, and it doesn't loosen up on me. It stays nice and secure because it has to go through one eyelet, then back through another eyelet, and then it crosses the foot. So it kind of locks it in place. So that's kind of nice. Takes a little getting used to, but not a big deal. It's a good secure fit while I'm running. I think there's only one way to really describe that lock and that fit around the midfoot. What's the way? Would I call it a tenacious midfoot fit? If you look at the tongue, it's comfortable. It's not too thick, not in the way. It's got little air mesh pockets as well, so it's nice. So moving down to the midsole, CRAFT calls this their Vault Foam midsole. And if you remember my review of the ASICS Nova Blast, that shoe had a very pillowy, trampoline-like feel. This shoe is not that. It's a firm ride. It's a firm, responsive ride. It's very comfortable. It feels really nice, but it's not that pillowy, cushiony feel that you might be used to in a different shoe. But the transition from this shoe from heel to toe is really smooth. It's really nice. I really enjoyed the ride. Now, within the midsole is what CRAFT calls the Ultra Carbon plate. If you don't know about carbon plates in racing shoes, it's kind of become a big deal in the last 4 to 5 years. The idea behind it is that when you're running and you're transitioning from heel to toe, that plate is going to spring back and it's going to give you quite a bit of energy return in your stride, and it's supposed to help improve your running economy, which should translate ideally into faster racing times. Craft's rendition has a split between the big toe and then the rest of your foot, the other 4 toes. The design is meant to allow both the plate from the underneath the big toe and then the plate underneath the other toes to act independently of each other on varying surfaces and angles, so that you can get the maximum amount of energy return and torsion with that plate. Now moving to the outsole, this is Craft's Ultra Track outsole rubber. Oof, that was a mouthful. It's a 3-piece lugged outsole rubber, and Craft says that it's supposed to be able to handle anything from roads to light trail surfaces, as well as a variety of weather conditions. On my run, I felt very secure. I ran on a variety of surfaces, and I felt very comfortable. I didn't feel like I had any issues with traction at all, so that's great. And on the roads, it felt nice and smooth. You can see it's pretty substantial, a substantial amount of rubber, and it didn't feel in the way for me at all. Felt very natural. So now, as far as specs go, this shoe comes in at a 9.17 ounce weight for a U.S. men's size 8.5, and for a women's size U.S. 7, it comes in at 7.16 ounces. And as far as the stack height, I already mentioned the heel already. It's a 40 millimeter stack height at the heel, drops 10 millimeters to the forefoot at 30 millimeters. So let's talk about some pros. I was pleasantly surprised about the upper. I didn't think I'd be happy about it. It's not a soft, supple feel at all to the touch, but on the foot, running, it's actually very, very comfortable. I was a little worried. Like I said, I was a half size down from what I normally run, but my toes had plenty of room to splay and wiggle around in there. They didn't feel crammed. And I've shown in some of my other videos that I kind of have a funny shaped foot. My 5th metatarsal on the side of my foot sticks out quite a bit. There's a lot of flesh too. And so a lot of shoes, a fair amount of shoes, squeeze pretty tight and they're very uncomfortable. I did not have any issues with that at all with this shoe. It felt really nice. And it's nice and airy and breathable too. With that thin, durable material, I don't think there's going to be any issues, like if it's raining or if you're a heavy sweater. I don't think it's going to bog you down at all. I don't think that rain or moisture is going to weigh your shoe down. Okay, my next pro is the midsole foam. Like I said earlier, this isn't that pillowy, trampoline-y feel. This is a firm, responsive ride. And it felt really, really good. I was able to take this shoe at different paces, from nice, easy, relaxed pace to up-tempo, marathon, half-marathon race pace. And it felt really natural at both ends of the spectrum. Felt really great. Now, I wouldn't be using this shoe as your easy day shoe. This is a shoe that wants to perform. It's a shoe that wants to giddy up and go. A nice, smooth heel to toe transition. Also, I definitely think that the carbon plate in there has quite a bit to do with that as well. It just felt snappy. Now, I will say this. This is my first carbon plated shoe. It is. So I don't have anything else to compare with it. This is my first adventure with the carbon plated running shoe. It feels really good. I may try another shoe and that might feel better. I have no idea, but I really liked how this felt. It just felt like it really wanted to get up and go when I put my foot down, put the pedal to the metal. I really, really enjoyed that ride from the midsole foam and the carbon plate in there. Okay, so as far as cons, I really don't have a lot to complain about with this shoe. Like I said, it's the upper feels really comfortable on my foot. The ride is really nice, a smooth ride for me. I did watch or hear one reviewer say that he had blisters on his heels after his first run, and he was running in some pretty rough conditions, wet, snowy conditions, and so that may have contributed to it. I didn't have that experience. Everyone's foot is going to be different too. So for me, that was great. My only issue is the weight. Now, this definitely is not the heaviest shoe I've ever run in. I've run in heavier shoes than this, that's fine. But this shoe is billed to be a racing shoe. And it's definitely not the lightest of shoes in that category. If you look at a lot of other carbon plated racing shoes, you're looking at shoes that probably average around 2 ounces lighter than this one. And that's quite a bit of a difference. If you can imagine running 26 miles or longer, I think that weight adds up on your feet. And you may notice that. I don't know. I haven't run those types of distances yet in this shoe, but I can imagine that it might wear on you after a while. Now, that might be by design, that extra weight, because it may be more durable. It may be able to respond longer for you in those longer distances, in those ultra distances, which is what this is built for. Now, some of you ultra runners out there, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I've never run an ultra marathon before, so I don't know, but with your experience, comment below if weight is an issue for you on your feet with your running shoes. I'm interested to find out. Now, this is the first version of this particular shoe, so hopefully in the future, Craft will be able to find a way to shave off an ounce or two while still keeping that great feel and ride that they have with this option. I really like it. Other than that, I think a little bit less weight will just put it right on top. Finally, the price. This shoe comes in at a hefty $249.99. The carbon plated racing shoe category is going to be more expensive than your traditional running trainers or even your racers. Now, don't hold me to this because I've only put in five or so miles with this shoe, but I think this shoe is going to be able to provide you with hundreds of miles on the roads and light trails. Probably in the ballpark of 500 plus. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure, however, if this is a $250 shoe. We'll see. Maybe $200 and $225 is a bit more reasonable. If over $200 is reasonable for a running shoe, I don't know. Time will tell. But if I can get a ton of miles out of this shoe and clock some really good workouts, up-tempo workouts, or maybe even a few good long-distance races out of this thing, I may change my tune. Before I get to my final thoughts on the shoe, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you found value out of this video. Also, in the comments below, let me know what you think about this colorway. The zebraflage is what I've heard it described as. I kind of like it. Okay, time for my final thoughts. Overall, my first impressions of this shoe are good. It's got a fast, responsive ride that hopefully should be in it for the long haul. It's airy, it's breathable, my toes don't feel crammed in it, which is very important. It is very comfortable while running. Although I think it's a bit on the heavy side relative to the other racing shoes that are out there. But if you're looking to jump into the world of carbon-plated racing shoes, this is a supportive, well-built, comfortable shoe that should be snappy for you mile after mile. I'm still torn on the $250 price point, but I'm excited to see if it'll give me a run for my money. After I get some more miles on this shoe, I'll be sure to check back in with you and give you my final review. All right, Forever Runners, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my channel for other life-changing videos that I'm sure will make all of your wildest dreams come true. Until next time, this is Jordan from FOREVERun, providing you with some of my favorite tips and tools to keep you running happier, healthier, and longer. We'll see you next time.